Saxon Algebra 1, Lesson 108. Look, students, we're halfway to summer. I mean, kind of. We have to do the test, but we're halfway through the lessons. 108 is a nice algebra-oriented lesson. No words. But I want to remind you of something first. If we have something that is squared and we want to undo the square, the way that we do that is to square root it. Conversely, well, really same. If we have a square root and we want to get rid of that, we square it. The radical and the exponent are inverse operations, which is a fancy way of saying they undo each other. Right? So in this one I had the squared first and I put a pig house on it. On this one I had a pig house on it and I squared it. So you can do it in either order. And I'm just going to tell you this. This has just got a plain simple x in there. It can be any number, or it can be a crazy expression with a bunch of letters and a fraction and subtraction or addition. We can put crazy things in there and it will still work. We can still kill a square root with a square, and we can kill a square with a square root. So that is very handy, and we're going to use it, as you may have guessed, in this example. 108, what am I doing? A. I think I'm doing the practice problems. I'm doing your homework for you. All right, let's do it. Ready? Solve, John says. And we say, yes, sir. As if you haven't told us that 100 times already this year. All right, here comes one of my favorite instructions in all of algebra. This is a radical, right? I mean, if you want to be mathematical and not call it a pig house, fine. It's a radical. And we see that this is being done to it. Well, in order to fix this problem, we have to get rid of everything else. So we call that, we say that we're going to isolate the radical. Okay? And so what we do is we just look for the big gnarly pig house and say, okay, you need to be by yourself. We're going to put it in timeout. And so we'll just subtract the 3 just to get rid of it. Square root of x minus 2 equals minus 3. Okay, now here comes this little tidbit. Now we would like to get rid of, I'm just going to write this down. This is eliminate the pig house. Okay, so this is the first thing we're doing. This is the second thing we're doing. Eliminate the pig house. The way that we do that is this way. It's got a square root on it, so we're going to square it. I like to put parentheses around it. But guess what? Hannah Cranny is alive and well. If we square one side, we have to square the other side. Now, on this side, it's beautiful. I've been painting tonight, see? It's a new thing in nail polish and hand care. Do you like it? I think it's really pretty. I literally put down my paintbrush to come in here and teach these lessons to you. I thought 1:30 was late enough that I'd better get these recorded, but I am going back to finish a few little touch-ups on the painting. Okay, now these guys cancel, and so this is just x minus 2. Oh, that's so easy, right? And then over here, that becomes 9, right? We can't, that minus sign is protected, so this is minus 3 times minus 3, and that's positive 9. Okay, now we're just going to add 2 to both sides, some basic algebra. That cancels. X equals 11. All right, that looks pretty good, right? But here's the thing. When we do this squaring to kill the square root thing, when we isolate the radical and then eliminate the pig house, things can go a little screwy in the numbers. So with these problems, when we isolate the radical and then eliminate, we always check. 3 is basic algebra. To solve, I didn't say that. 4, this is the drama. Check your answer. You guys, I don't like to check my answer. I avoid it at all times because you know what? You can check your answer for anything. That's like doing the problem twice. I think that's dirty pool to tell you to check your answers all the time. But in these, we really do need to, because a lot of times we will get what are called spurious roots. That means they're wrong answers, but I like to say spurious roots. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to take the 11 and plug it back into the original problem. So we're going to have 11 minus 2 plus 3 equals 0. 11 minus 2 equals 9. Square root of 9 is 3 plus 3 equals 0. That is very false, isn't it? That is very false. So, this answer, we cross it off. We do not erase it. We cross it off and we say empty set or null set. That is our true solution. Make sense? But if this were on a test, I want to see this, I want to see the check, and then I want to see that. I want to see you say it's false, too. Okay? So, that's how we do these problems. Let's do another one. Maybe John will give us one that works out this time, because it's always a little sad when you work a problem and it doesn't work out. Solve. Did you guys hear about the migratory birds thing? I guess that night light in the sky is very confusing to migratory birds who do a lot of their flying at night. And it's studies at Wazoo are showing, no, not Wazoo, Colorado State University, I want to say. They're showing that it helps migratory birds tremendously if we turn off our outdoor lights and darken our windows as much as possible on nights when certain types of birds are migrating near our homes. And this week is our chance to help out our avian friends by turning off our lights. So I have my front lights off and I'm keeping as many lights off in the house as possible. And I hope those little birds do better. All right, let's do it again. Step 1, isolate the radical. Just move whatever's there. Get this drama queen by herself. That's really what we're saying. Now we're ready to get rid of the pig house, and we do that by squaring, but we have to do it to both. This is where the problems can come in, but that's okay. We'll worry about that later. X minus 2 equals 36. All right, we'll add 2 to both sides. That's the basic algebra step. X equals 38. Okay, that looks like an answer. But before I check and smiley face it, I'm going to do the test. I'm going to check it. So we just put that number back in there. Square root of 38 minus 2 minus 6 equals 0. 38 minus 2 equals 36. Square root of 36 is 6. 6 minus 6 equals 0. Hey, it's true. Yay. So that means this is the correct answer. Satisfying, right? Okay, let's do another one. There's a bunch of these. John has officially lost his mind in this algebra series, Algebra 1, and he just gives you so many examples now. All right, I'm going to move it out. I don't like when I indent all that. I'm sure you guys really care about how I place the problems on the page so much, right? Quantity x squared plus 9 square root minus 5 equals 0. Okay, step 1, say it with me. Isolate the radical. Okay, step 2, blow up the pig house. Use parentheses, it's so much easier. And things are going to get crazier over here, and if you just get used to putting the parentheses up, it'll be easier. Okay, so this then becomes x squared minus 9, and this becomes 25. Wait, I feel like I'm... No, that's right. I done did it right. All right, so then we're ready to... Let's do this. It's not really clear what we're supposed to do, but we can see that it's going to take a little something to solve this. Let's push everything over to the left and see if we can find some way to factor what we have left. So I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. This will be 0. That's what I want. I just want to shove all the numbers together and see if it will turn into anything. Now, it didn't make a trinomial. I was hoping we'd be able to factor it, but we can't because there's no plain x term. But as I look at this, I go, oh, wait, that is the difference of 2 squares. Do you remember this? When we have the 2 squares and we're subtracting them, we can factor it as a plus b quantity times a minus b. Pretend those are next to each other, right? That's a difference of 2 squares. We learned that a ways back. Okay, so we can factor that right here. It'll be x. You can do the plus or the minus first. It doesn't matter. X plus 6, x minus 6. I do it different ways in different days. And now we can use our zero product theorem to say, okay, if these two things multiply together and equal 0, then either this is 0 or that is 0. So either x plus 6 equals 0 or x minus 6 equals 0. And this one is x equals minus 6, x equals plus 6. You guys probably have figured this out, but when you have a simple expression like that you're trying to clean up the algebra, mentally you can remember the rule is change sides, change signs. So if I just want to move this to the other side, I just flip the sign on it, right? So I get minus 6. And over here I want to change the sides, so I change the sign positive 6. This is correct. Now we have to check, right? Wait a minute. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I went somewhat crazy in here and I changed this plus into a minus, didn't I? So what happens, all that we did is correct if this were x minus 9. Everything turned out, we did everything just right. That was difficult. Let's go back to the beginning and let me just show you. If it was x squared plus 9, what's the rest of the problem? Equals 5. Okay, let's just practice that. That's after we isolated the radical. Then we blow up the pig house. X squared plus 9 equals 25. Now, when we subtract the 25, x squared minus 16. This didn't add right, did it? Yeah, see, that should be 34. I was crazy. So ignore my math. The steps for this type of problem I'd handled correctly, but I just made dumb mistakes in my basic math. So this is the right answer. Okay, so when I don't go crazy and drop this minus sign, and I don't go crazy and make up wrong answers in my subtraction, this is what you actually get. I was so excited because I knew that it was going to be difference of 2 squares and I knew it was going to come out to an even number. And so I created a fake problem. I'm sorry, as if it isn't hard enough without me being insane. X plus 4 equals 0. X minus 4. All this stuff that I said is still true. X equals minus 4. X equals positive 4. Now we're going to test. So we have to test each answer. Let's try this one first. X is going to be 4, so it's going to be, oh no, it's minus 4. Minus 4 squared plus 9. Technically, this was on the other side and it was equal 0, but we can do it this way. This will still work. Equals 5, right? And this will be square root of 4 squared plus 9 equals 5. Okay. 4 squared is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. 4 squared plus 9 is 25. Square root of 25 equals 5. Is that true? Yes. Those are both true. So back here where I did my original answers, that's now a legitimate answer. I'm sorry. That was insane. Pretend I didn't say all those other things. It's always tempting to just delete the video and start over. But I think if I deleted the videos every time I say something stupid, I would spend my whole life recording videos and they would still say stupid things in them. So I am just going to bravely push on. And hey, I have a great idea. Just to make sure I didn't confuse you, let's do 2 more examples. Oh my gosh. Thank you, John. Gracie's sighing in her sleep. Ready? Okay, now we're going to have a little more drama. Great, just what we wanted, right? What is the drama in this one? There's 2 things over here. Oh, okay. Well, the first step, isolate the radical. That's easy. We still just swim them, right? It'll be plus 3 minus x. And even though that feels a little weird to me, I'm going to leave them in this order because I like to have my minus sign in between. It makes it easier for me to keep track of it. Although, I didn't do a very good job up there, did I? Okay, these are gone. And now on this side, we just have x minus 1 equals 3 minus x, right? We can leave them in that wacky order. Okay, now we are ready to blow up the pig house. But here comes the sad news. This used to be the ugly side, but now it's cute. Now it's just x minus 1. This used to be the simple cute side, but we have to square the binomial. That means we have to like do the dance thing. Oh my gosh, and we have to turn this into a trinomial. Can you just even? So here we are. We're going to do the multiplication over here. Ready to dance? 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times minus x, minus 3x. Minus x times 3, same, plus x squared. All right. Now, I'm going to blow your minds a little bit. As I add these, I'm going to flip the order so that the x squared is first. So there's my x squared. Now I get minus 6x, and then my plus 9 we'll put down there. All right? So now the right side that used to be, it started out as a flippin' 0, and now we've turned it into Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm being a little dramatic, but still. Okay? So now what do we do? Once again, the rule of thumb is shove everything over on one side, set the other side equal to 0, and see what you can factor. So we're going to have to subtract an x, and we're going to have to add a 1. That will cancel this out. We'll get 0 equals x squared minus 7x plus 10. And now we say, okay, this time we got a nice trinomial. Last time we got the weird difference of 2 squares thing. This time we go, okay, well, can we factor this? What multiplies to 10 and adds to minus 7? Is that a thing? We go, oh, heck yes, it is. It's x minus 5 quantity, x minus 2, right? And then we know that either x minus 5 equals 0, which means that x equals 5, or x minus 2 equals 0, which means x equals los dos. How do you feel about it? Kind of okay? Kind of okay. Kind of okay. All right, let's go test those on the next page and see if they work. Ready? Again, no one hates checking their answer more than I do. You might be tied with me, but it just annoys me. I don't know why. I'm quite childish about it. I just feel like working the problem forward is enough, and working it backwards just doesn't seem fair. Okay, what was my first solution? 2, right? 2 and 5. 5 and 2. All right. So it's 5 minus 1 minus 3 plus x again, so that's 5. Okay. 5 minus 3 is 4. So that's 2 minus 3 plus 5 equals 0. No, that doesn't work. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. 4, my friends, does not equal 0. This is why you trust me with your math education, because I have some really keen insights, like 4 does not equal 0. Okay, 5 fails. Deal with it, 5. You're a loser. I mean, you know, maybe a winner. Maybe 5 is not a solution because 5 went out for ice cream instead. That's what I choose to believe. Okay, let's check 2. 2 minus 1 minus 3 plus, and then remember this is x also. These are the two places where x lives in our equation. Plus 2 equals 0. Okay, 2 minus 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. 1 minus 3 plus 2 equals 0. That would be 1 minus 3 is minus 2 plus 2. Hey, that one works. So x equals 2 is the only solution to our problem. 5 does not get to be 1. Okay, one more. I know what you're saying. We would like many more than just one. We would like to do 10 more. They're so fun. Okay, solve. That's the instructions for all of these, by the way, just solve. Square root of 2x minus 3 equals square root of x minus 2. Okay. Well, this is kind of weird because usually our first step is to isolate the radical, right? Usually there's a radical and then some crumbs on the side there, and we toss the crumbs over to the right. There's no crumbs this time. There's another pig house and it's on the other side. All right, well, not much we can do about that, but I get a little interested because when I blow up that pig house and then I do the same thing on the other side, it's gonna blow up that one too. I'm kind of happy about that. To tell you the truth, I'm well chuffed. So let's see what happens. Now we have 2x minus 3 equals x minus 2. Oh, all right. Well, shall we swim some fish here and see what we get? I'll add 3 and I'll subtract x. And I will get I did it again, but I caught it sooner this time. That should be a plus. That should be a plus. Now we're fine because we're going to get x equals 5. So it was a copying error here. I didn't go crazy in the middle of the problem. I just copied it wrong right there. All right, so now I get the right answer. Now we just have to check it one more time. One more kooky check. So we're going to have to plug into this. Square root of 2 times 5 minus 3 equals square root of 5 plus 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 3 equals 7. 5 plus 2 equals 7. So this boils down to square root of 7 equals square root of 7. That feels true to me. Again, it's my years of training and expertise that lead me to these sophisticated conclusions. This is true, so that means x does equal 5. All right, I hope I've either thoroughly confused you or taught you a really great new process for solving, look how many pages we did, for solving radical equations. Yay! We're done. Goodbye.